What up, beautiful peeps? It's your boy Raj Rayma, and welcome to Born to Be. Now, Born to Be is a show about upcoming artists looking to do their thing in the industry. And today, we have the lovely, the beautiful, a northern queen, some would call her, Alicia Cinnamon. How are you today?
I'm great, thank you.
Yeah, you enjoying the weather?
It could be better, but I'm alive.
You're alive. What can you complain about, right? Not much to complain about.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. So, I'm just gonna get right into it. I always ask this: what was your first experience with just music in general that you can remember?
So growing up, my dad was a reggae DJ. So there was always I remember when we would be in the basement and there would just be crates, and I always wanted to sneak into his crates or his DJ bag when he was leaving, because he'd always leave at night. It looked so fun where he's going with all of his friends, and I was like, man, one of these days that's gonna be me leaving late at night to go do my music. So now it's me.
I hear you at a young age. You want to be independent.
Definitely.
That's what's up. So would you say you were first drawn to reggae music as maybe a starting influence for you?
It's growing up, Sunday mornings, the tunes are playing, the conscious music. And so at the time, you kind of don't appreciate it. It's like, oh man, here we go again. But then it grew on me. And my dad, so he started off as a reggae DJ, but when we would be driving, because he also, he delivered hair products as well too. So when we were doing our deliveries, we'd be listening to WBLK, and then he would ask me, okay, who's this person? Who's this person? What note are they hitting? And can you sing this song? And then just kind of school me on it. So it was a little bit of old school R&B and reggae. That was my first introduction to music.
That's what's up. That's what's up. So from there, obviously, I guess you can kind of see that, hey, maybe this is something I could probably do. I'm pretty good at it. Is that where, maybe your dad helped you, or did you know right away this is what I want to do in the show?
I actually started off doing salsa and merengue dancing first.
Okay.
And then little musical theater at school.
Okay.
And so I would say roughly about maybe the age of 9 or 10, around grade 4 or 5, when I switched schools and I joined choir. And my homegirl was like, yeah, let's do choir, this is fun. So the introduction to choir is what made me realize, I was an alto, so most of the music was catered towards soprano.
Okay.
And I always wanted to just have that opportunity to have a solo, because altos never really got solos. Yeah.
Okay.
So when I got that opportunity to do my solo, and I kind of just ran with it and shined, I was like, I'm never going back to the chorus.
They treat the alto so
You know what I mean? They treat it so rough.
It's a rough life.
It is.
So you say you're a songwriter?
Definitely a songwriter before anything else. Yeah.
Before anything else.
Yes.
So would you say that started at an early age?
Definitely. My first song I wrote in grade 2.
In grade 2?
Yeah, it's called Moving and Grooving.
Moving and grooving. Moving and grooving. What were you moving and grooving?
We were on the playground, we were pushing each other on the swings. It was such a cute song, but at the time I just felt this is so grown people-ish. But
you ever look back at those gems, maybe revive them?
I do. I actually go back to a lot of my old songs and just kind of maybe take a lyric or a chorus here and there and blend it in, because I found when I was younger, your mind is more free. So when I look at some of the stuff, I was writing a song a day, sometimes 2-3 songs a day, on everything possible. So now it's I still write, but because you go through so much in life, sometimes your brain is blocked and you have other things to think about. So I just go back to my younger, more carefree sense of self and just say, oh yeah, that verse is kind of popular, let's transition and modernize it.
What really influences you on your writing style? Or even, is it just your mood, or is it kind of something you have set in your head and you're okay, this is what I'm going to write about? Or is it just I feel like this, I'm curious.
I write a lot about what it is that I'm experiencing. So most of my songs are either hands-on experiences or something that I've seen within my surroundings. So it could be like there was a point in time where I was just like when Black Lives, the whole hashtag of Black Lives Matter came out, I was writing a lot in regards to that movement. When I first started coming out, it was a lot of like women empowering because I was transitioning from a relationship. So it's just really like some songs can take like 2 or 3 years to write, especially if they're relationship songs, because it's kind of like I can't finish the song until I finish the relationship. Yeah, so a lot of it is vibes and moods, but I've learned to branch out a little bit more and try to like not just go off of my vibe, because if there's no vibe, then you can't write. So.
Okay, so tell me, so now, we kind of talked about the creative process of writing. So how do you translate that into actually bringing it to life? Like, I guess I'm talking about the recording, maybe the first recording experience to what it is now.
My first recording was, my brother brought me to the studio because my brother, pretty much all of my siblings are really into music. So he brought me to the studio and he gave me my first set of beats. It was just kind of like, let's see what you can do with this, because I was always watching him grow up and he'd be on like radio shows and doing all this stuff, and I was like, man, I want to do that. So finally when he brought me to the studio, and we just kind of brought it to life from there. I was the only girl, there's a bunch of guys, and I'm like, yeah, whatever, there's a girl in the studio. But then when they heard that, they see everybody kind of come out of the woodworks and like, yeah, this girl's actually pretty cool. So kind of got the bug after that.
Yeah, so take us through your process of recording and putting together a project like your Guess Currently.
Right. So currently I'm completing my EP, Queen of the North. The process for that was pretty lengthy and tedious, because when I did my mixtape, I gave 15 songs, 13 were original. And again, it being a mixtape, it was the first thing that I actually put out there. It was more or less just getting feedback in terms of finding out what kind of songs my listeners were gravitating towards to me. So now this time with the EP, it was more or less like getting the right production so that the quality of the music is on point. I've definitely grown lyrically, I've definitely grown vocally.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. So bring us to fruition to creating this. Basically what I was trying to get at, what did you learn from first project to coming up with this project?
I definitely grew vocally, and definitely in terms of like understanding production, understanding how to market myself, to get myself out there, really owning my sound, knowing who I am and where my strengths are, and just not rushing it, like realizing as an independent artist, like you can push back your release date, you can do what works for you, as opposed to people telling you like, when's the mixtape or when's the album dropping, and when we drop it they don't purchase it. So I realized it's like I really wanted it to be in demand when it comes out, when it's like, okay, now's the time. So
from getting the music down and out to the masses, now putting in the visuals, like the actual performance.
Yeah.
How's that aspect of it? Is there a style that you got?
For me, it's really about comfort. I like to put out my own shows because I realize, like I make music for a certain target market. So when I do my own shows, I know that there are people there that want to hear that particular type of music.
Okay. So it sounds like you got this project dropping. You do the shows.
Yeah.
Where can we find you at, and where can we find the music at?
I have a bunch of performances coming up, so you can pretty much just add me on Instagram, Alicia Cinnamon, Google me anywhere, and all my stuff pops up. Usually I try to do at least one performance a week.
What's the future hope for Alicia Cinnamon right now?
I got a lot of different things that I'm working on, just getting international, getting myself out there. This summer I'm going to be doing a lot of traveling. I recorded an online soap opera in Atlanta. It's called Fig Tree. It's a Moorish American soap opera. So that's actually airing this spring. And in the future, I'm going to be here for a very long time in terms of my music. So people just need to get used to me. Straight up. I'm not going anywhere.
Toronto's favorite spice. Trust me, I've had the honor and pleasure of working with her. Trust me, she sounds great, and she only gets better every day. So you know what? Sounds like Miss Singing is a very busy lady, and so she got a lot going on, and we are looking forward to seeing where she's going. We're looking forward to this Queen of the North? Yes, Queen of the North. No, she said we're gonna like it, so I believe her. So you know what? I'm gonna have to rate it in. I want to thank Alicia Cinnamon for coming on board to be. And you know what? We're looking to see what she does in the future, because you know what? She's born to be. Take it easy.